Hi friends, this is Chris with Josephine's Designs. I'm back to share with you some of the things that I stamped to take on the trip, and I thought I would just finish up a little bit with you guys and just talk. So I've been stamping. I've been using a stack of different stamps, from Dilutions to By the Well for God, and more Dilutions, and I really loved this stamp because I turned it into fall leaves. So maybe it wasn't made, to be fall leaves, but it is. And of course, these are all Jane Davenport and Dina Wakely. Yes. And let me see. I think that's it. I think this is where I stopped. Yep. Okay. So I don't have a stamp pad in here. So a lot of the times when you get stamps, and especially these silicone stamps, they are literally, there is no cush. Sorry, my water kind of got all over everything. But anyways, and so these have no cush to them. So they sell these little like mats that you can stamp on. But if you have a magazine, you can stamp on it. I have this. I have the Avery labels. I'm just going to use that. Just use what you have. And I think this is a stamp from Planner Society. So anyways, I just grabbed a bunch of stamps from my stash, and I definitely didn't get them all out. I just got a few, and I thought I was gonna, ooh, this is really a funky stamp. So hold on a minute. Let me come back to that because that is very unusual. Okay. And I forgot to do the important thing, which is, and I know if you've stamped a lot, you know what I forgot to do. These are brand new, the ones that I have now. And so these are, you take them and you just rub them. And so on your skin, and then you do that. And then you ink it up and you're done. So, a lot of you stamp. I have never ever stamped with this ruler. I've used it to trace, to draw lines, but the idea behind it was, whoops, it was a stamp ruler too. And I'm going to clean up the mess on the sides, because if not, I'll get all over the paper. So it works pretty well. I mean, if I were traveling, I would definitely not take a stamp block. I would just use this, unless I were taking a small stamp block. But this works really well. So I didn't know how it would work, but, I think it works well. So, and I think I'm just using Ranger Archival ink, and I think it's almost dried up. So, it's getting kind of weak. And when I stamp the leaves in the different colors, I use the Ranger Archival colors. So, these right there, if you can't see. So I do have a VersaFine, and I can use that, but, just haven't done it yet. So the trick in stamping, and I know you guys all know this, but I'm going to just speak to the choir, because y'all are so much better at this than I am, is you hold it down for at least 5 seconds. So, and, make sure you get everything done nicely. So, alright, I think I'm going to literally just take these, and you just rub them on your arm, or however you want to do them, to get them kind of dirtied up. And what I've been doing with the word stamps is I just put them on here together, and this is just a line of hearts, so I'm just going to do them all together, and I think I'm going to do a different color. Let me see what I have open. I have red over here. It's not really, it's a bright red. Hold on, let me see which one it is. This one is the Wendy Vecchi, or Vecchi, Archival. So anyways, but it's all Ranger. So I am going to just go red with this. I don't know, just because I want some more color. And let me try one more time. And boy, this one has some juice to it, so it makes it kind of nice. Oh no! Oh my goodness! Well, we learned a good lesson. Make sure your stamps are on good. Oh, for goodness sakes. Well, you know what? I will color that dress in, and I will keep that there, and I will trim off the D. So, you know, I gotta tell you guys, when things like that happen, either you can be mad, you can be sad, you can be all those things, or you just make up, you know, make lemonade out of those lemons. So, alrighty, I won't fool around this time. We will just get to business. Alright, so you just put it down and hold it down for a good 5 seconds, and then I just keep these upside down when I'm stamping with them. It's a lot easier. Alright, so there we go. And there is that. Yep, it turned out good. And got a little extra kind there. So, oh, it really doesn't want to stay on at all. Well, I would honestly say on these, yeah, maybe they should have been done separately. So, I think they just didn't want to stay on here very well on the block itself. But, you know, that happens. It's alright. We fixed it. No problem. So, anyways, I'll just have to be careful when I put it up and make sure I get it in a plastic sleeve. Actually, I think this was its sleeve. So this must have been also a Planner Society, because that's what it looks like. Yep, the Planner Society. So, anyways, but, so I got quite a bit stamped, and of course well, it was a lot blacker earlier, now I'm turning red. But, yeah, be great to go and get on the airplane and explain why I have such black hands, but it's okay, it's all good, it's all good. Alright, so this I had gotten because of our granddaughter, and it was all wildlife, and this was a Tuesday morning. It was $5.99 for $2.99, and it's Bo Bunny, and I love Bo Bunny. I think they are just absolutely charming. So, I'm not sure what I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do like this little flourish. Well, let me see here. And I think these are silicone. I can't tell. You know, I really don't know when you're you know, you're holding these, how to tell the difference. I do know that real silicone sticks like there's no tomorrow on these, and this is pretty well stuck. So I'm kind of thinking maybe this is, but we'll see. And then, okay, so I think that's all I'm going to put on there right now. And I may do these one at a time, you know, you just never know what you're going to do. And that's okay. I mean, you need to do this, what works for you. And if you don't want to put 2 on at the same time, then don't do it. I mean, this is just one of those processes that you figure out what works for you and you do it. So, and I think I only have room for that one. And that's all I'm going to do. And then I'm going to start another page. So, for me, I think these pages are great. I think they'll be perfect. I think it'll be easy. And that's kind of the whole beauty of this process, is that you do what works for you. You know, if it works for you to do, you know, however many pages. And, I mean, I don't know if I can color all these on the trip. I mean, we're going to be in a lot of cars, you know, car rides and planes. Oh, and I wanted to show you here. See, there's the break in the line of the stickers, and she went below. And either I can cut that out and stick it on because it's a sticker, or I could just stop right there, and it's still a pretty sticker. So, you know, those things happen. Don't worry about it. Just, we're crafters. That's what we do. We just fix it. Okay, so now let's do the little fox, and then we'll decide after that. And kind of want to do the fox in the orange, but I think I'm going to do it in the black, just so that I can, you know, color him in orange. I've got the orange archival ink, and it came in a set. And so sometimes you guys ask me, where do we find things? Well, oops, I did that. I dropped it. And you know what? I haven't done that all night. It is after 11 o'clock, and I'm really tired. It has been a very long day. But anyways, I just want to get this finished so I can pack this up tonight. I'm almost done. I've done everything else. I just have to finish our clothes. The clothes are washed. There is a set that's going to be brought up, and this is just a plain baby wipe. And, you know, I'll get that put in the suitcase, and we're good to go. I have all of our snacks packed. I have everything packed. So, alright, I really want to do the trees, and I'm going to do a lot of them. And because when you're, you know, traveling in an area of the United States that really does have, you know, will have fall foliage, I think this is going to be so much fun to color this in. And just have lots and lots and lots of stamps of this. So, okay, here we go. But, yeah. Oh, goodness. But, so we got all that done. Our daughter's that's going with us is all packed. Tomorrow morning I get up early, and one of us takes her to go take her test, and then she goes to class. And in that time, my husband will be working. I will be packing, and I think I have everything settled for work myself. I made a lot of phone calls today to try to take care of things before we go out of town. But, we'll see. You do the best you can. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be perfect. Isn't that cute? I didn't even hold that down for long, but pardon me. So, but anyway, so I've just been trying to get as much done as possible. I've got to get my birds set up. I've got to talk to my son, and I'm in hopes he's going to come over and check on my birds. I mean, they're okay because I'll set them up with food and water for the whole time we're gone, but they're very, very social. And when I go out of town, well, they start early. One of my birds today started fussing very early and yesterday because I think he knows. And see, I missed that part, but I'll just take a black line and fill it in. And there was some lettering that I did, and it did not come off all the way. But that's what, a Sakura black marker, or, any of those that you use, they're great. And so you just go back in and fill it in yourself. So, anyways, but so I told my son, please drive over and make sure they're okay, and all that kind of stuff. So, and we have chicks and ducks and geese and chickens and roosters and all kinds of stuff right now. So, hens and roosters. And so, anyways, we thought we had somebody who was going to help, but we still have not. They're supposed to remove the bees while we're gone, so praise God. And then after that, we'll see. My husband really likes beekeeping, but I don't want him. I'm gonna be really honest. It's really dangerous for me. And my sister called today and just said, you can't have those, because her husband has the same allergy I do. And she's like, you can't have those. And I was like, I know, but we have enough property. He can keep them in the back. But when the queen died off, which is what happens, then they were invaded, and it was clearly an Africanized queen. They produce quite a bit, and they're hardy, and kind of survival of the fittest. But for somebody like me, because my sister was like, you need an EpiPen, and I said, I can't get them, they're too expensive. And she goes, that is such a racket. And she's in the medical world of medicine. She's a she teaches and works at a hospital, and she's a perfusionist. And she goes, that is such a racket. She said, Chris, and I said, I know, I get it. And so she was just, you've got to get that EpiPen because I'm allergic to Benadryl. And she was just like, you should have taken your husband to the hospital. And I said, well, he was okay after a certain point. He just had to rest. And and I watched him, and she said, yeah, I know you did, but just in case. And I said, I know, but honestly, in the end, it was a lot learned. And I learned how much I don't want them. I don't want the bees. And pretty soon we're going to have grandchildren around here, and it's going to take one incident. Just one little bee sting, and I'm going to be like packing it up, moving them on out. And actually, bees are protected, I think I said this earlier in another video, except for Africanized. And Africanized bees are not, because they're so dangerous. And I've had two people say, do you know how bad that was? And I was like, yes, I do. And they're like, do you know how many people die? And I'm like, yes, I know. And we really were blessed and fortunate, and I'm really hoping that God will touch my husband's heart and change it. So, I think there's something beautiful with bees. I think the pollination is, so amazing. But I'd rather have hummingbirds come and cross-pollinate and all that, you know, and butterflies. I think there's other options, you know, and there are. That's something that, you know, and I don't know if bees specifically pollinate only certain, you know, I don't know. I really don't know. But I do know this, that they're dangerous, and I just, you know, seriously, I mean, we had a guard dog that got too aggressive, and we had too many children on the property, because our kids were young, and then my oldest was teaching piano, and we had kids coming on the property, and they always wanted to go pet her because she looked really sweet and pretty and all that, and we'd have to, you know, walk people to the car and say, don't touch, you know, don't put your hand out there, you know, don't do this, don't do that. And to the point where, you know, she was too aggressive for even our own kids to be around. You know, our daughter, she would no bang, she knocked our daughter over and she hurt her leg, and finally my husband said, she's got to go. And I said, yeah, you know, she was killing all the livestock, and she just was kind of her own little person there. And so we had to find her a new home because it just wasn't a good fit. So I kind of feel that way with the bees, but we'll see. You know how that goes. You just have to wait on people sometimes until they're ready. And, you know, the more you try to tell them, the more they'll, you know, dig their heels in, so to speak. And I'm just really not wanting the battle right now. So, anyways, but hopefully. So, but we've gotten that, we've worked on that, and honey was brought in, and I cut off the honeycomb, and the hive is so old that when I was cutting, I wasn't pushing hard at all, that the wires were breaking inside. And, you know, my husband got upset, and I was like, why are you upset? Because you were getting rid of this anyways. And, you know, he just was one of those moments. And so long story short, you know, I not only was able to cut up and save all the honeycomb, we have a little mini jar of honey on top of that. And, I mean, this is exactly how we processed it years ago. And, you know, and he was like, well, you did it wrong. So, you know, we're learning, you know, I mean, we haven't really studied all that like we did in the early days when we moved here, because, you know, we were kind of focused more on kind of homesteading and that kind of a process. But, you know, now, you know, our kids are grown. You know, my youngest, she came in and she helped me, but, you know, it was just like, ooh, I mean, you know, when he got upset, you know, I let her go, because it was just like, no, we did the best we knew how. You know, we didn't know you were doing this, and it was a last minute grab and take care of, you know. And you know, I mean, he's preoccupied, he's trying to get stuff done, I'm trying to get stuff done, and, you know, and I was still trying to get a reservation that I had been trying for a week and a half, and, I don't think this hotel, I think the people who work at it are very sweet. I do not think that the manager is, well, I'm going to be honest, they're just not very kind, and she didn't keep her word. And, you know, in the world of internet, you know, I hate to say it, but you can't treat people that way. You got to kind of do your job and keep your word when you make promises. And, you know, I mean, I'm not going to do anything, but I mean, there's going to be somebody who's going to come through there and say, hey, you know, you can't do that. And she just was not very nice at all. But I spoke to someone a week and a half ago, almost 2 weeks ago, and I spoke to someone tonight, and they were so nice. And, you know, and I was very clear, you know, I had not had a good encounter before, and how much I appreciated how kind they were, because I did. I appreciated that they were kind. You know, why wouldn't I? So, and she was, you know, and not only that, she could give us a handicap room, which, you know, because the problem was they only booked 2 nights in a row. And we didn't need 2 nights, we need 1 night. And, you know, and the great thing was, by the grace of God, the rate went down significantly. I mean, wow. So I was like, yeah, we'll take that. We'll gladly take a less rate or cheaper rate. So, I mean, God was good, you know, and I stayed friendly through the whole thing, you know, thinking, you know, how do you want to be treated? You know, treat others the way you want to be treated, the golden rule. And I'm very thankful, because in your flesh, you just want to just fuss at them like, how dare you, but people have different perspectives. I don't like that one, so I'm going to do it one more time. People have different perspectives as to what is, doing a good job. You know what I mean? And, everybody has a different idea. And, to me, everybody else had the right idea at the particular hotel, but the manager did not. And, it was really uncalled for, but I just hope if she was having a bad day, she's had a better day. And that's all you can do. The Bible tells us if somebody hits us on one cheek, we turn the other cheek. And that means so that if they need to hit you again, you give them the other cheek, And, ooh, that one turned out much better. So here's something, and you guys already know this because you're much better at this than I am. And I don't have my stamp scrubber or anything here, so that's why I'm kind of doing that with those. If you second stamp, so if you do a second generation stamp, it's better. And so for me, I only had the first. And so I've been wiping it on my arm to take off that outer film. And some people use like erasers and stuff, but I kind of hear mixed reviews on that. And so, I've also heard, I've seen people do like washi and, all kinds of interesting stuff. So anyways, just an FYI, but it's all interesting. That's all I can say. Okay, these are one of the cute stamps I got from Amazon. So some of these are Amazon, some of these are Tuesday morning, some of these are, a lot of these are dilutions. So, so when I take it off, all I do is just kind of rub it on my arm, and I'm sure it has something to do with the oils on the skin or something that it helps take off that, whatever that initial newness is that, when they make them. But I think I need more ink on that. And I have the massive one out in the huge, archival stamp pad out in the craft studio, or craft cottage, but I haven't, just haven't had time to go out there yet. So anyways, but I love breaking in new stamps. There's something about those first stamps. It's just fun, it's like a new toy, And of course, like I had said, you hold this down for a minimum of 5 seconds and don't move it or jostle it. And then, make sure you've pushed all the way down on it, and then you're done. So stamping should be something that, I see people take a long time, and I was one of those people. So I'm not saying it's bad, but especially the early days, people would, try to be so perfect and all that in the beginning, and it's great, and especially if you're putting it straight down on cardstock and all of that. But there's something to stamping on sticky paper. You just there's just, if you make a mistake, you can do it again. That's the beauty of it. And I've never used this one before that I can remember, this Avery. But yeah, I'm excited. I think it'll be pretty. And a lot of this I'm doing, like some of it I'll do 2 stamps so that, if my daughter wants some of this, she can grab one. Or if I'm going to make a flower garden or something and put, a picture or, whatever it is I'm going to be working on, a journaling spot, then, it's quick and easy and all that. But I do have to say, this stamp ruler, or ruler, whatever she calls it, ruler block, Diane Reevely made with her Dilutions brand with Ranger, it works great. I used to carry blocks and rulers and whatnot, and all I can tell you right now is no way. I'll always just use this. It's super easy. Super easy. So, okay, there's that. And I also keep my stamps upside down when I'm using them so that the ink will come to the, top of the pad. Isn't that cute? So, if you do it this way, then gravity helps bring that, what ink is in it, down. So, alrighty. And I don't need a stamp pad. I think I may have stamped those over each other, but you know what? I don't mind that either because I could put these in a garden together. No, that's not bad. I could pull those apart, cut them apart. So, some information that you guys might already know is when you're traveling, you have to, you can only take scissors that are 4-inch blades. And so I have some really short stickers, and then they're like 5-inch in total length. So I'm really hoping they are not going to be stinky and that it's going to be okay. So that's my plan. And the ones that are tiny, they are tiny. They're like, like that long. And so, my husband had said, just don't do it. Don't bring them. And, here I am turning it the other way right now, but I'm just going to quickly stamp these. Okay. But anyways, I'll let you guys know when I get back what was okay, what was kosher, what was not kosher. I'm going to stamp this up in my Boo Boo. And see, I'm still going to get a stamp out of that because I can still trim that out. So sometimes your Boo Boos are not a Boo Boo. You can still, fix it and use it and all that. So, and I am really cheap. So I want to use every little bit of this that I can. And I don't mind that that's not stamping all the way because I'm not holding it down all the way. These are because it's fall leaves. You know what I'm thinking. And I was sitting here thinking, do I want to do all the colors? And I decided no. It's late. I just want to kind of get done and get a whole bunch stamped so that, I have at least 5 or 6, pages of images, and I will take that with me, and that will be sufficient. I am really happy that I didn't think I was going to have time to do this, and I just made the time. I will go to sleep soon, and then I will get up in the morning, I'll get my shower, and then I'll finish packing. I mean, all the clothes are laid out as far as I'm concerned. I have an idea of what I'm taking, and yeah, it should all be good. So, and I packed for me and my husband. My daughter's already packed except for her overnight kit, and I've got all the snacks and the protein powders and everything is ready to go. And yeah, so okay, I think that's going to be my last leaf. There's that one end that doesn't look like it's getting it. Okay, I don't know if you noticed it, but did you see the little hearts in that? Isn't that cute? Alright, so that was quick and easy. And again, I think these, I probably have this wrong, but I want to think it's the Gildan company. I'm probably wrong, but it's on Amazon. And honestly, that, as far as the cheap stamps, they were, usually they take like a month to get to you. These got to me very quickly. They actually had Prime, and it was a decent amount of time. And yeah, so I was just like, yeah, let's do it. Let's try them out. I mean, it won't hurt to try it, right? And as far as I'm concerned, this is very simple. Okay, I did not have that. I didn't wipe it on my arm, and you saw that, so we didn't get as good a stamp there, but it's okay. We're going to make it work. So, let me see, where are we on time? We're almost out. Okay, friends, well, I'm going to finish this up on my own. There is a glitch in the stamp. There's a break there, a bend, so that's why that's happening, but I'll fill it in with my pen. Okay, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is going to be a lot of fun when I get back from my trip. I can show you the album or the journal that I'll fill out, but I can't show you the pictures. That's my agreement. So, but I'll show you how all this got filled in with, and whatever I have left. So, alright, my dear sweet friends, I hope you like this. Please like it. It helps our channel grow. Subscribe. We'd love to have you. And, let me see how much time I have left. I think I have enough time. So, I ended up with an extra Jane Davenport sticker. So if you stayed with me to the very end, if you will look below at what you need to do in order to be a part of the drawing for this particular stamp, it's not a sticker, a stamp, yeah, so I'd love for you to participate, but you must meet the requirements below. Okay, my dear sweet friends, I love giving good things away, and the stamps are really beautiful. Let me see if I can grab it. Yeah, it's that one right there. Isn't that beautiful? So I have 2 of them. So one of them is for y'all. I pray your day is blessed, creative, and lovely. Thank you so much for stopping by, my friends. When this comes up,